Hey, what's up? I'm Joel Madden, and this is Artist Friendly. On this episode, I'll be talking to singer, songwriter, and producer, and the frontman of Grammy-winning, multi-platinum rock band Switchfoot, Jon Foreman. Let's go.
That's my kind. I don't want no bad times. I don't want to have bad.
Perfect day for me.
You surf every day?
I try to. I got my board in the car right now, just in case.
Just in case you're like, maybe I'll go check
I might have
LA.
time after this between my next thing.
Is there a good surf spot in LA?
I honestly think LA is a really tough spot to be a surfer.
Yeah.
I have friends up here that do, but it's just, 2 hours to get anywhere and you're like, ooh, I don't know. How good are the waves anyways?
Yeah. What about Ventura?
Yeah, Ventura is great. A lot of friends who surf up there.
We have a house in Santa Barbara.
Yeah.
And that's my favorite place.
It's good.
Because it's super chill. That's where I want to like retire, move.
Yeah.
And like leave behind the stress of LA.
So there's a,
my brother lives up there actually.
Yeah. It's such a good spot. Years ago, whenever I needed space, there was a monastery up on top of the hill that burned down actually. But I'd take the train from San Diego.
Yeah, the Surfliner.
And they would pick you up at the station and take you up to the monastery. And it was like, I think it was like $75 a night and they gave you food. And the only rule was
it monks?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Only rule was it was a vow of silence from like sundown until after breakfast, which was kind of amazing though. You can't talk to anyone. You're just sitting up there like
12 hours a day. You can't talk.
Yeah. You're sleeping for a big chunk of it, but it was this thing where really helped me kind of collect my head, because I think we're surrounded by noise and I think I was just really craving silence at the time, Yeah, definitely saved a lot of me, to try and find that peace.
Yeah. Were they like Buddhist monks?
They were Franciscan. So like the brown robes,
right? Like
Jedi-looking guys,
right? The like Catholic style monks.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
I got it.
So, and they were all. You just show up, and they wouldn't really ask any questions. They're all very kind. You could participate or not. You just go for walks.
That's cool.
But yeah, Santa Barbara, I love it. It's a good spot.
It's sweet up there.
Yeah,
but there's a lot of people surfing. I always see. In Ventura, there's like there's a surf beach, a couple beaches over there that I always see people surfing. I don't surf.
Yeah.
I'm terrified of the ocean.
Well, if you ever want to take a foray into the ocean.
Never going.
Never. Like, that's a hard and fast rule.
I actually feel like I got given a very good fear because it doesn't prohibit me really from doing much except going in the ocean.
Okay.
So I'm terrified of the ocean. I'll go in a boat.
Yeah.
Life jacket.
Yeah.
Or I'll go fishing.
Yeah.
Like as long as I have a life jacket near me, I'm good.
What about do your kids share the same fear?
No. My daughter like surfed. She's not like she liked to surf and she had a moment where she really liked it and learned how to surf. I feel like she still does it. I don't know that side of her life because she goes to the beach usually with her friends or my wife.
Yeah.
And I'm not a big beach
just like,
person.
You do your thing.
Go for it.
Yeah.
I do a lot of other stuff with you. You can have the beach.
Yeah.
And she like surfed and I went and saw her a couple times surf and it terrified me for her.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
But she's like good. She's good at it.
It's great. No, I've got a 5-year-old son, 12-year-old daughter. I've taken them both out. You just paddle out and it's for me, that's my happy place.
That's terrifying. You took a 5-year-old out there?
Oh, when he was little.
Shit.
That's where I feel most at home.
Yeah.
Maybe that and like in a crowd of people, like, when you're playing a show where you just, everything melts away and you're present to that moment and that moment alone.
That's it. It's like, it's a mindfulness.
Yeah.
And I could see how the ocean would give you that. I'm trying to think of like my mindful practices where I feel the most present in my body and in the moment.
Yeah.
Good question.
It's funny because for me, especially when it's really like when it's big and there's consequences, it's kind of a forced mindfulness.
Right, you have to be.
Yeah, your entire body is very alert.
It's like a tightrope.
Yeah, you're present to the fact that there's there's consequences to every decision you make.
Yeah, and there's some danger.
And you are not in control.
Yeah.
And so you're just very aware of everything and you feel very alive in those moments.
Yeah, mindfulness is a real thing. It's part of, I think, why we all like look for things in religion, faith, that's mindfulness, prayers, mindfulness, reading can be mindfulness. I think we look for those things because I do think that all of us have like this need, whether we realize it or not, to get back in the moment and in our life. Actually, I was thinking about you, obviously driving in because I was going to talk to you. I don't do a whole lot of prep to talk to people because I kind of like I like to be honest.
Yeah,
you know, I like
in the moment.
So I try not to like learn too much.
Yeah. You don't want to know too much.
I know enough to know that I want to talk to you and I want you to come here. There's a real honesty to like how we book the show, how we do everything here that I like. And maybe we'll continue to tweak it or whatever. I'm never too rigid in how I do anything.
Yeah.
But for the most part, I try to just feel my way through everything. I get excited about the opportunity to like, I get you for an hour. I want to, there's some things I want to know, but there's certain songs that you've had that really hit me. And one of them that I fucking love, and I listened to it on the way in again, and I love the Owl City version of it with you guys in Owl City, is Gone.
Okay.
And that's kind of mindfulness.
Yeah.
That song is low key, like, because it's like a really great, easy song to sing along to. But then the lyrics have always hit me. It always reminds me. I'm always thinking about trying to remind myself that nothing matters. Because we all get caught up in our life.
Yeah.
You're raising kids. You're trying to like,
oh my gosh,
navigate life, period.
Yeah.
And anyone out there listening, it might be their job. It might be their relationship. It might be what they're trying to accomplish in life, whatever. We are all different, but we all get caught up in these things and we hold on, each of us different, but we hold on to ideas that we kind of like let impose on our ability to just be present and be happy.
Yeah.
And find the right now.
Yes.
And I need that all the time.
Yeah, for sure.
And that song, like I was just talking to my brother, all this stuff we're doing, and we're not just like work, but like, you know, kids and this and that. And I sometimes get overwhelmed with adulthood.
Yeah.
Because I feel very immature most of the time.
Same.
And I feel like I'm a little behind sometimes when I see other adults. Like I'll be at some school thing or at some work thing and everyone's just so together.
No, I show up, I've got, long hair. I just
great.
got out of the water and
I want that though.
But no, I feel you because like you show up and they're like, oh yeah, that he's in some sort of band and
what does he know?
What does he know? Yeah.
That's
and I'm
how
like,
you feel.
I don't know what I know.
But you do.
Yeah.
You wrote that song.
Well, so yeah, that song,
that's wisdom, bro.
I do think recognizing our death is something that is having that in the back of your mind while you live is a form of wisdom. And I'm not a dark guy, but a large portion of my songs are all about death and
making sense of it.
Yeah, and trying to let that inform my time here.
Right.
Because I feel like we all look back at seasons of our life where we're like, oh man, I chased the wrong thing for 2 years.
Or 10 years.
Or 10 years or whatever. And I do think that the deathbed moment where you could look back and say, well, on my deathbed, is this something that I'm going to say, man, I'm so thankful that I did that. And it puts it into context.
Or if we say like the death of anything.
Death of anything. Yeah.
So like if we zoom out and we say like, maybe you've thought about this, maybe you haven't. I hear you say that and I go like the metaphor there of death is not just about physical death. There is like the death of anything.
And we're continually, there's portions of us, our skin, relationships that are dying all the time.
And regenerating. And where something dies, something grows. And then there is that thing in our life too that I like haven't thought about or worked it out, but I'm thinking about it in real time. I do believe that like where we lose something else grows in its place.
You can't have a garden that grows 1,400 different things in the same spot. The soil, it's, I've been thinking about that a ton.
Good soil matters.
Yeah. And it's usually good soil is made of the feces of yesterday.
Yeah.
Right? The crap that you went through yesterday.
Yeah.
That you are like, oh, this is the worst. You let it go, you get rid of it, you put it in the composter, and then, the next year you get something beautiful from it. Like that's kind of the season I'm in right now. Like the solo record is all about.
It's your second solo record.
Yeah. So this is like, it's called In Bloom.
Yeah.
And that's the whole concept.
Dope.
It's this idea that I think not just me, but the last couple years have been weird.
Yeah.
And
for the world.
And I feel like there's been a lot of things that I've had to let die. And none of that is pleasant. Starting something is always so fun. You're like, this is amazing. But letting something die and moving past it and mourning it, friendships, relationships, all these things. And yet I feel like there's been these beautiful wildflowers that have grown from the places where other things have died.
It's almost guaranteed. That's the thing we always forget is I think what I've been kind of thinking about and listening to Gone. And if anyone's out there, you should go listen to the Switchfoot Owl City version of Gone. It is a banger. Owl City also is like low key, like legend in the scene. Like
awesome. I love
super. I don't know him, but like
Adam,
he's influenced so many like artists. Today.
Yeah.
And if you look at their influences, like tons and tons of kids are like Owl City. Yeah. I don't think he even realizes like maybe he does, the reach he's had. Because it feels like he's super low key and he's just like somewhere in like a little space making his whatever. You know what I mean? Like, but Owl City continually pops up with these, like, we work with tons of new artists. Yeah. And they're like the coolest kids. And Owl City's like a through line with a bunch of artists.
That's
but
great.
I've been a fan of Owl City since that first record. But that version of Gone is like such a banger.
He crushed it.
It's so good. What I was thinking about was need. If we can, me personally, what I need to constantly work on is letting go of need. The feeling that I need anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So a need versus want is really interesting because I think we throw a lot of things into the need category that are wants. Exactly. So the feeling of need, though, is something that's deeper. So I think we replace want with need when we didn't get enough of what we needed when we were younger. That's probably it. From my years in therapy, it's probably something like that. Yeah. If you're stuck in the past in a need place, because you did actually need things. You needed love, you needed food, you needed shelter. Yeah. And everybody has their own experience of like what they got enough of and what they didn't get enough of. I think all of us are going to have some deficits no matter what. Like, deficits and perceived deficits where we're like, I got to stockpile this.
Yeah. And then I think if I carry the need somewhere back in my past into the present, the present is actually good. I have everything I need.
Right.
But there's still a sense of need. So I'll replace a want with like, I'd love to achieve that, or I'd love to get that, or I'd love to do that. And instead of just saying, that's a want. It feels like a need, and it's not a good place. It's never a good place to negotiate anything in life from a need place. Yeah. So if you go into any exchange anywhere in life with a need, it's never gonna be equal footing for that exchange.
Right. Have you heard of the philosopher Rene Girard?
I've heard
French.
of him. Yeah. I don't know him.
Yeah, he's got this phrase, mimetic rivalry. It comes from the idea that he says our needs are intrinsic. Like as humans, we're mammals. We have we got to have food, water, air, shelter, pretty basic stuff, clothing. But our wants are learned, kind of like how we learn language or mannerisms. Like, I want that hat because I see you and I'm going to imitate you.
You can have it. I'll give it to you.
Okay. You know what I mean, though? Yeah. Like, you see someone's tattoo or someone's car.
I want that.
Someone's surfboard, and you're like, oh, that's sick. And so we learn what we want.
Right.
And because of the limited supply of let's say gold. I want that gold chain. And then suddenly gold goes up, and that all of the human conflict is from this mimetic rivalry. I mean, we see it with kids. Like there's a toy in the corner that no one's played with for like weeks. And then one kid picks it up and starts to play with it. And every kid in the playground's like, oh, that's sick. I'm going to steal that. And then there's a conflict over this toy that nobody played with for months. And it's made me think of like, what are the things in my life, like you're saying, like coming at it from a place of, yes, I have needs. Those are real, but is this a want or do I actually need it? You know,
that's it. But for whatever reason, Gone made me really think about that. It like drove the nail in because I'd had this conversation with my brother. We talk all the time, and most of our conversations they're not too strategic. They're like therapeutic. We're just
What's
like,
up?
we're just like going around on stuff, and we could talk on the phone for an hour and a half, no problem. And whenever we're apart, we're best friends. But we had this kind of like more therapeutic conversation about like all this stuff we're doing and all this stuff. And that idea is like, none of it's a need. All of it should be about joy, should be about feeling inspired, feeling like you're going forward in life and you're aiming upwards and you're inspired. Do you feel that way when you're doing something? Well, if you don't, you should stop and check the gauges and go, if I'm not inspired by this, why am I doing it? And maybe it's this, and that. And maybe then that inspires you. Yeah. Right? If you're like, I'm not that inspired by this, but I'm doing it for the money. Okay, well, let's look at that. How do I feel about that? Actually, I feel pretty good about that. Then I kind of get inspired to do it. Yeah. And you have to just keep checking the gauges of like, because the joy has to be there.
Joy is huge.
Period, in my opinion.
Joy is a wonderful engine.
And if we can't be happy right now, when can we be happy?
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, and it's also that thing too, like so much of my life, I mean, you're a driven person. Like you have ideas and dreams. Sometimes I'm not nearly as driven as you. I'm much more laid back. I got bare feet.
But that's just like cool.
So, but like I think about it all the time. When you achieve those goals, a lot of times it can feel like a checklist. Like I've got my to-do list. I still haven't done it, but I thought about retitling my to-do list to enjoy.
Maybe that's the parentheses of the album title.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. So where you're like, how do I enjoy it? Like, cause like you're saying, you got to clean the toilet. Okay. No one really wants to, but
you got to get done.
And I do enjoy having a clean toilet.
And there's some meditation in cleaning.
There's something to be found there. How do I find the joy?
There's also like the pride of ownership. Yeah. And doing it.
I didn't pay someone to do that. I freaking did that myself.
I like doing stuff myself.
Yeah, me too. My friend, he did his floors.
He did his floors himself?
He did his floors.
Kind of always wanted to do that.
He said he did it because he wanted his kids to see his dad sweat and accomplish something.
Good for him.
And I was like, yeah. And
What's his name?
His name's Andy Powers. He runs
good
Taylor Guitars.
You know what?
And he is like a master luthier, but chose to, you know what? I'm going to do the woodwork on my floors.
I bet he did a pretty good job.
They're incredible. But like he did it not because it just like, I want my kids to see me sweat and get it done.
I agree with that idea.
Yeah, pretty amazing. And I bet he enjoyed it too. While we're on the subject, his dad, I've known him for years, and his dad had this amazing... Is he San Diego? Yeah, okay, San Diego. Cool. He had this great saying. His dad would say, if you learn to love hard work, you're going to love life.
Yeah.
Which is it ties into the joy. You're like, oh yeah, that's so true.
We said that the other day on like a team call. We were having like a team call with our company. My brother said something that really struck me. He said, get comfortable with being uncomfortable. The process of growing is uncomfortable, and we're always growing. And he's right. Like this company's constantly, it's just nonstop growth. And I kind of had heard him-ish, but he never put it that clearly. He was like, it's going great. Everybody's doing a great job. If you're uncomfortable, that's a good thing because this is uncomfortable work. Get comfortable with being uncomfortable. If you're comfortable, check
Yeah.
check, because
Yeah,
it's
you're in the right
uncomfortable to
spot.
always be growing.
Yeah.
To keep pushing forward, push forward, push forward.
Yeah.
And like that hit me because like that's the truth about everything, whether it's like working out, trying to like change your body or start a business, or even like some people's relationships. Like some people struggle. I've been in the same relationship for 18 years. Not to say it's like not work, but I think I'm comfortable having a partner.
Yeah.
But I have friends who struggle with that. They're like, they struggle to stay in relationships for long periods of time. But that's the part you can't bail out when it gets uncomfortable. So it's like making a record. I'm sure making a solo record, even if you go from you're making band records, then you make your first solo record, probably more uncomfortable than the second solo record.
Yeah. I mean, all of these things though, right? Like relationships, records, the best things in life are the awkward, messy conversations that, like, you know, any friendship, it's after you have the fight and you get to the other side, then you can actually, then you're
close.
Then you're tight, right? Like you fight the kid in playground, the first day of school, the rest of, you know, high school, you're like, no, that's my best guy right there.
That's true. Yeah, I've said that a few times in friendships, like, yo, if we can't talk about this, what can we talk about?
Yeah.
Like, this is friendship.
And it's awkward. It's like the thing that you don't want to talk about. So I had a strange thing happen years ago. I was shopping for a Mother's Day card from my mom. This is like 20 years ago. I'm not even married, pretty young kid. And I'm downtown San Diego in a Barnes & Noble. And this guy, I hear this rich, sonorous voice from the next aisle over say, ask a runner how he got to be so fast. And he will say, I've suffered. Ask a weightlifter. Ask a fighter how he got to be so strong. And he'll say, I've suffered. Ask my people how we have gotten to be so strong. And I look around, it's this like just chiseled, wizened African-American like dude. It just looks super cool in a 3-piece suit. Ask my people how we have gotten to be so strong. And we will tell you, we have suffered. Any nation. And I'm like kind of just like peering in on this incredible monologue that he's giving to somebody. And he says, any nation that makes comfort their goal is already doomed. Do not find yourself seeking comfort. And it was just this thing. It stuck with me. I mean, my hair's standing up just telling you right now. I still don't know if that was like an angel or what that was. Yeah. Like, were they filming a movie? But that stuck with me forever. And when you're talking about comfort and being uncomfortable, I mean, all of the things in life that are worth doing, they get messy.
Well, I do think there's angels. I think there's like people and places and moments in time like that like, it's almost like, did I just feel that? Did I just see that? Did I just hear that? Is a real thing. Yeah. And I think we brush it off a lot of times and dismiss it. So I do think there's a side of life that's like transcendent side of life that's like hard to explain, but why you needed to hear that at that moment. Yeah. Like probably made a deep, deep, deep impression on it likely could be like this really important thing that you just tell it a story like it's a moment that happened because you happened to be there, but it's also kind of connected to your mom and you were doing something good for your mom. Yeah. And then there's also, I have these theories, like if we go seeking to do good things, especially if we're going forward with intentions of like doing something for someone else that's good, right? Even if you say, oh, it's just Mother's Day, still you're putting effort going forward, doing something for someone else. And you find yourself in a moment where you witness something that like, you could dismiss as like place and time, whatever, but also could also be part of the DNA of like all your success.
Yeah.
You never know.
You don't know. It's also like if you think of our lives, like the entire life is one big swing of the bat. Yeah. If we're going baseball. Yeah. You connect with the ball at this one specific thing, but the entire swing is like all the things that preceded that. And then the follow through. Who's to say what is what? You know, I always think about that with tour. You do all the work to book the tour. You're away from your family, all these things. And you think about like, oh, we played for, 2,000 people here and this and that. And this was the big show. And you think that's why you're there. But you might have been there to just have that one conversation with the parking attendant that was having a hard day. And you just happened to be there sitting down and spent 15, 20 minutes, and that was the entire reason why you were on tour.
I agree with that. I talk about that. I've talked about that a few times. You actually don't know you can't judge your own catalog because you don't actually know how many different connections it's made out there, and whatever moment that person, whether it's me in my car hearing Gone and having this reinforced moment, you don't know what in the next 48 hours, if there's a decision to be made, or the next 2 weeks, you don't know where that message that came from your song that you recorded, you can't track the butterfly effect of all the connections.
Yeah.
If we looked at like the amount of like neural pathways we have and all the different connections we're making all the time with things, but to think your songs that have been living in the world, and every time you put another record out, you're stacking another group of songs into that group that's like going out into the world and making hundreds of thousands to millions to tens of millions to hundreds of millions connections through people to people to people. And whether it's the message they got from the song and they shared with someone and it made its way into their kind of consciousness and then into their messaging out in their own stuff. Like that's the thing that's impossible to track about music.
Right.
So we could never quantify the impact. Who was the kid that was about to do something bad that would have affected the world or their community or and in turn the world? Or who's the kid who got inspired and went and did something incredible? Like they put him on a path to become the next doctor and they cure some rare disease, or you don't know exactly where your music weaves into the consciousness of the group.
Yeah.
And that's the part to me that I always like, if I'm staring at the wall for 2 hours, it's usually something like that idea of trying to understand, could you ever sum that up?
Right.
And I still haven't come to a conclusion if you could.
No, I mean, I think, I feel like music is a scaffolding of the soul.
Yeah.
So it helps us get to places that we can't get any other way.
Right.
Like logical, well-reasoned rhetoric cannot get us there. But a song, that can traverse landscapes that we could never get to. And I mean, whether you're writing it or listening to it, I think it changes the architecture within us.
Yeah.
Like it somehow rearranges the furniture, lets us into rooms we weren't able to get into before, and what a privilege. I think about that too. Like you go to a show, opening band goes on, the entire room feels a certain way. If they're a great opening band, it's like a great surprise, right? You're just like, wow. And then maybe the middle band comes on, entire room changes. Especially if it's a diverse lineup, and suddenly you're like, is this the same room that I was just in? Are these the same people? It feels completely different. Everyone's moving different. A headliner comes on, same thing. I love that we same in group of people, same souls can cover such diverse landscape.
And then listening to it live is just a whole different experience. It's listening to live music with people up there making music together in harmony.
Yeah.
With people singing along or listening. There's a reason why it will always be something we do.
And how crazy is that for both of us, decades in, to still, like I was at a show 2 nights ago, just enraptured, just so happy to be there. All the problems and weirdness of the week dripping away, And
I always feel that way. I take it for granted, but I always feel that way when I'm at a show.
Yeah.
And maybe I'm not even really aware of it all the time. Sometimes I'm like, man, that was special. But sometimes I go and I always feel good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Always feel good about what I chose to do with my life. The other thing about your music and Switchfoot is how many artists really love you guys. You've had like 21 Pilots, Jonas Brothers, all these artists covering Switchfoot songs. Shows you, it's weird. Like I keep saying, like you can't quantify the impact of any song or record, maybe ever, as far as how many people it's touched, but certainly in like culture, if you look at how many artists are fans, likely your songwriting informs some part of their process, because especially the younger ones, like Taylor Swift or the Jonas Brothers or 21 Pilots, somewhere in their like early development of writing songs and developing like what they like, to think that you in any way, shape, or form, whether it was a song, an album, or part of the information,
You
that
never
informed
know.
them how to write songs.
Right.
It's pretty cool.
It is wild. I'm reminded of the first. We met the Jonas Brothers years and years ago. We're like on tour. And these three young kids come on our bus, and I had no idea. And I'm kind of clueless. I don't read in like Rolling Stone or anything. I'm not like up to date. Back when Rolling Stone was around.
But someone's like, "Hey, there's these guys. They're the Jonas Brothers.
They
They're
really
really
look
big.
up to
They're
you.
like a big."
They want it. They're here and they want to meet you guys. And so I give them like the pep talk of like, follow your dreams and just write something that feels honest. And literally the next day at the airport, I looked down at the Rolling Stone like magazine,
and they're on the
cover, dude. I'm like with my brother. I'm like, is that the kids that were on our bus last
we
night?
were giving the like, you
and
can
he's
make
like,
it.
yeah, dude. They're huge.
I do that all the time, by the way.
Yeah, you're like, I don't
like,
know. I'm not
just
sure.
trying to inspire you, dude. Like, it's hard out here.
So there's this book called Finite and Infinite Games. It reminds me of what you're talking about, where at any given moment, there are two games being played. There's the finite game. These are games with winners and losers. There's distinct rules.
Short term, usually.
Yeah. Like top of the charts, that's a finite game. Money, finite game. Politics, finite game. Music, infinite game.
Right.
You're not playing to win or lose. You're playing to further the game.
Right.
So like love, infinite game. Like you're not playing to win. You're playing to that you might give. And it definitely changed my thinking in terms of this, because I think even in music, which is such a pure endeavor, you can get caught into the numbers of like, we didn't sell as many as that guy or whatever. But like what you're talking about, you're not playing that game. The game is that you might, give the gift of music to somebody else, some kid in the middle of the country. You could make his day a little bit better. And it might be the Jonas Brothers. It might be, Tyler from 21 Pilots or whoever it is, or it might be just Joe's having a tough day, as an accountant. If that infinite game feels like a worthy reason to play.
And you actually don't know which is more important. Like which person did your music reach that was the most impactful?
Absolutely.
You couldn't, you could never measure that ever. Like that's the big question mark.
You can't quantify it.
You know that it has though.
Yeah.
The only thing that I would say a platinum record or chart, a Grammy's a great example of a measurement of cultural agreement and impact.
Yeah.
That this thing, we all agree that this thing is good. We enjoy it.
Yeah.
Right? It moves us. Whatever it is for each artist, each record. It doesn't mean that the record we had that wasn't platinum wasn't more important in some way. I don't know. But I do know that the culture agreed on this and that it was something they all agreed on.
I think about that all the time. Like I think of the Beastie Boys record that was like their big, huge record with them in the sardine can on the front. Intergalactic.
Yeah. It was,
that was a single for sure. And that was the one that if you looked at the timeline blew up, like numbers, they got I think it was a Grammy, all sorts of different things. But I think as a fan, all the stuff that they did before that it made it for me. I can only speak for me.
I mean, Check Your Head changed my life.
Yeah.
That
Ill
record,
Communication.
Ill Communication.
Unreal.
That was the first concert I went to.
Okay. Yeah. If you're looking at it from the metrics, you're like, dude, make more like Intergalactic. But for anyone who's like lived with all the albums, you're like, no, dude, make more like Check Your Head, Ill Communication, like Paul's Boutique. That for me, I think that all of those records were the most meaningful ones that paved the way for that. Or Pinkerton for Weezer.
Pinkerton was one of my favorite records
all time and completely panned by everyone in the industry, they're like, Weezer's lost it. This is the worst. And so if you're Weezer, you're like, oh, we can don't make any more music like Pinkerton. But if you're a fan, you're give me another record like Pinkerton, please.
Yeah, I remember when it came out, it was like magic.
Yeah.
And then I went and saw them at the 930 Club on that tour.
Yep.
Like a month after the record came out or something. Like right around when the record came out.
Yeah.
And it was such a magical time to be a music fan, to like hear Pinkerton and then go see it with 14 other people. I'll never forget that. That show felt like magic to me.
Yeah.
Like hearing those songs and knowing every word. I listened to every word. I would read the album notes and listen to the CD over and over again. Like that was a really magical time to like learn what it meant to make records.
Yeah.
Like
what an album.
Yeah.
Gosh.
Yeah. It was pretty special.
But yeah, so like the infinite game, I feel like you play to further the game. You play to pass it to the next person.
What would you say you're the most proud of?
The Bro-Am, which is our event that we do down in San Diego for the kids. Absolutely. 20 years of that is probably our proudest thing. I think the other things are a little harder to name. They're the unquantifiable connection points. I think that's the thing that I cherish and value more now than ever, especially in a digital age. I think that humans like us are made for connection, and that music gives kind of that short circuit that I listen to your song. I understand you from a different way. It would take us hours of conversation or a 3-minute pop song.
Right.
And so those moments of connection live, I think that those are the things that I feel most proud of, where it feels like we had a moment, whether it's 5 people in a room or, 5,000, those are the things I'm proudest of.
What I get inspired to see is bands that have long careers that feel like, I think we had to learn how to do it, but we're there now, is we have to forge our own path.
Yeah.
I think being independent has been really good.
Yeah.
I just feel really great about everything we decide to do. We all decide to do it.
Yeah.
But watching bands that still like each other, and still like enjoy playing music, and you see them play, and you can tell that they're up there. They really want to be up there.
Yeah.
And we made a commitment to each other that when we stopped touring, it was for our families. We all said it. We all had wives and kids, and we were like, we want to chase that.
Yeah.
And actually, because the first few years of my kid's life, I was still touring all the time, and I had missed some stuff, and I couldn't get it back.
Yeah.
And we all agreed that like we were gonna not stop, but let's stop doing everything, and let's start thinking about what we want to do, and let's start like, if we do anything, it's because we all want to be there. We all want to do it. We all talk about it. We agree, and then we go do it.
Yeah.
We actually do a better job now. We're better live than we've ever been. We're better. We're about to make some music. I think it's going to be good. I can kind of feel it.
Yeah.
Which is a good feeling to have when you're excited.
Yeah,
when
totally.
You're like, I want to go do that.
Yeah.
But seeing a band like Switchfoot, I get the same sense. I like see a band that likes to be a band.
Dude, we love each other. Like, I don't know how, like, it seems like I feel the same way about you and your brother. But it's that thing where you're like, yeah, man, like life's too short.
It's my other family.
Yeah, for sure. All in.
Yeah.
And I there's a phrase that our friends in the band Nickel Creek,
I love Nickel Creek.
they're the best. So they're like,
I listen to their music all the time.
they're like, So I'm in a band with Sean.
Oh my God.
In the Fiction Family. We haven't made records for a little while, but we've made a couple records together. But he said this phrase one time that really stuck with me. He's like, we reached a point in our career where we wanted to make our own mistakes. Like everyone else is making mistakes for you. I want to make my own mistakes.
Yeah, I want to own my mistakes.
Yeah, like I don't want to make your mistakes.
Yeah.
I'm going to make my mistakes now.
That's a really good way of putting it.
And it's great because it's just this ownership of like, yeah, there's a bunch of dumb decisions, and sometimes I'm going to make the right one, the wrong one, but I'd rather do it. I'd rather make my own mistakes.
Yeah.
And that's kind of where we're at as a band. Let's own it. Let's all decide this is where we want to go. All right. And then let's go. Let's do it.
I really, really, really like the Switchfoot story. It's cool. It's exactly to me what a band should do. It just feels good, you know?
I just feel
congrats.
Thank you, man. I feel thankful. I'm filled with such gratitude. Yeah.
But it's good. It's good to have models. Like we look out in the world and we look for models of things that we like the way they did that.
Yeah.
We like how they roll, and that's how we all come to our idea of how we're going to do something or what we want to be like. And I think you guys have established something that you should be very proud of. The catalog is great. The band has proven itself enough times over to not have to prove anything anymore. It's a really cool thing to be Switchfoot. It's cool that you had to do that yourselves.
Well, you were talking about how like there were no models for you. When I felt like the same thing for us, where we were like, I don't know, there's no one we can like say, oh, that's the band. And we fell in between a lot of the genres. There was no genre that embodied what we wanted to do. And for a long time, that was an annoyance, because you're like, we don't fit on any of the bills. We don't fit on that. We're not punk enough for this, right? Same, right?
Kind of weird little like, we weren't really punk. We were kind of, but we weren't.
Yeah.
I mean, we liked punk, but we were like not as straightforward.
Yeah.
But we were kind of really pop.
Yeah.
Like super pop.
Right.
There were aspects of Good Charlotte that were always are going to be like this really weird super pop thing.
Yeah.
It's just weird. And
because of that, at the time, it's this annoyance because everyone's saying, oh, you're not this enough. You're not that enough. And so you're forced, you're not on any of these bills, or you're kind of on the bill, but you're the weird one on the bill.
Yeah.
And, but then like, you're not ska comes and goes.
Yeah.
You're not this, that comes and goes. And suddenly you're like, oh, I'm really thankful to be different because we didn't get moved around with the tide. We're just our own thing.
Yeah, you're on your own little island.
Yeah.
You got to keep building that out.
We're just going to be us. We're not going to try and be anyone else.
Yeah.
And I think it does force you to kind of look inside and say, well, okay, we're not anyone else. Who are we? You know, how do we do this?
That's what we all got to do. Yeah. I always try to take these things away because I always hope that someone out there listening is getting something about what you've done for their own, taking that idea and applying it to their own life and applying it to their own mission, their own dream, their own.
Yeah.
I'm super happy to have this conversation. And I kind of assumed we'd have this conversation, but you never know, right?
Yeah.
You see someone who's figured out how to navigate life and build out their life, not anyone else's life. And like be happy and get the most out of life. I think that's kind of what life's about, is go to your highest potential. Be the most you can be, whatever that is.
Yeah.
And get back up and try and get back up and try.
Yeah.
Aim upwards, try hard and get back up. And I think that what I feel the world kind of does, it's almost like people enjoy it, is watching people fall down and then kind of looking away and not caring if they get back up or not. And then when they get back up, we all watch and it's kind of exciting. But the everyday person out there who maybe just got pummeled online because they wrote some dumb comment or they did something or they lost their shit on a video or who knows, right? We watch, now we get to see all kinds of train wrecks, not just great athletes or pop stars.
Yeah.
We get to watch everyone have meltdowns and we start to realize like, oh, we all share the potential of being a train wreck. We all have the potential to fail. And we all do fail, actually. So we all have that in common. Like, none of us are special. We could all fuck up. We could all be a train wreck. We could all fail. We could all fall down. So if we all share that potential, don't we all share the potential of winning, of succeeding, of being happy? And what I like about what you do is you don't package up perfection. It's more like real, which is what I think is, I always look for that because I have a chip on my shoulder when I see people trying to get other people to follow them. For me, it's more about coming together to support each other, coming together to celebrate, coming together to sing songs, watch sports. There's a lot of good reasons to get together for good things.
Yeah.
But everyone in the group matters.
Right.
there's something about people that are living in a way that I admire, where I go, I want to be a little more like that if I can. I want to try to keep going towards that and encourage other people to go towards that. Not to follow me,
Yeah.
but to see themselves as worthy and special
Yeah.
and like worthwhile to try something, to go for it, to aim up, and to believe that they can, achieve what they're putting their minds to. So whenever I have these conversations, I always like really hope that people are pulling that out of it. When they hear you talk, especially, Switchfoot fans, but also music fans, and then people that are just listening, hopefully they're pulling out like this overall theme of living well and figuring out what works for you and figuring out like how to be happy. So that's my hope anyways. But
so funny you talk about the followers and things. Like when we were doing those big arena shows and everything, and like we had this phrase that we would say all the time, like our goal was never to be famous. We just wanted the songs to be famous. Yeah. Like I don't want people to see my face ever. I just want you to hear the song.
Yeah.
And when I sing, people have always talked about hope, and like hope kind of gets a bad rap. But I think that for you to sing from a place that you're sing a hopeful song is to begin by understanding the depth of darkness and pain.
And suffering.
You can't, hope is not something you possess. It's something you're aiming towards. Like if you say, I hope to get married, you're probably not married, right? Like I hope to have kids. You don't have 4 of them. So like, I think for me, happy songs are really hard to write, and I have a hard time trusting them, but hopeful songs are the ones that where you're like, oh, I want to know that if I'm listening to you, that I feel like you can understand the pain.
That's dope.
I
never thought about that. Is there anything you still hope for?
Yes. Yeah. I mean, gosh, I think the funny thing is that the easy things, the to-do list, the checklist of bucket list, whatever it is, becomes less about the numbers, and not the quantity, but the quality of what you're doing.
Less is more.
Yeah. Like it's not just, I don't want to get married. I want to try and be an actually good husband. Yeah. And so like, instead of like, I want to make a record someday. It's like, no, I
already did that.
I've done a couple of those. And but okay, if you want to do that, I want to make a great one, and any endeavor becomes judged by how well it's done,
I actually haven't thought about that and said it out loud. Like, what do I hope for?
Yeah. What do you hope for?
That's a good question. I hope to be married a long time.
Yeah.
And like happy.
Yeah.
And I guess I've always hoped for that. And I've gotten far enough down the road to like respect the work it takes.
Yeah.
But to still hope for it is kind of like, I feel good about that.
Yeah.
Because it means I still like want the same thing. So I feel good about the decision I made back there.
Yeah.
Which is weird because you don't get to make too many decisions in life that you look back on in 20 years and go like, I'm either like, that was a big mistake or that was a great decision. There's only like a handful or a dozen decisions you can make in life, like kind of like that. It's consequential.
Yeah.
So I feel like the hope to still do that as long as I've done it, like to double that.
Yeah.
If you could double 18 years.
Yeah.
I think I'd be stoked.
Yes.
So I feel like that's a good place to be. I hope to make some more music that's impactful. Whatever that means. I don't know what that means because I don't know if it's the size of the record or however well it does. I'm not sure how I feel about what impactful means, but I feel like at least important to me.
To something that feels people.
Yeah, that feels feels like something's at stake for me.
And though, I mean, at the end of an album, you can never judge like who's going to be moved by what, but if it moves you, I think that's the only job you have as a musician. That's the only metric you have,
I think also just like, I hope that I'm always close with my kids. I think that's a weird one for me because I was never that close to my parents. So I think that's probably like more emotional for me.
Yeah. And that's one of those things where if we are imitators, you're like, oh, I'm on my own. This is a new uncharted territory.
Yeah, it's uncharted.
Yeah.
It's weird. It's weird to say that because I have friends who don't even have to think about that.
Right.
They just expect it
Yeah.
because they're close with their parents.
Right. Yeah.
It's just like a normal
Apple in the tree.
It's normal.
Yeah.
It's weird. I like think about that a lot.
Mm.
Like, do you have to try? Because I'm close with my kids,
Yeah.
but I don't know what it feels like to be super close in adulthood.
Yeah.
I had a very complicated relationship with my parents,
Mm.
and I don't know that they had the like tools to be close with us.
Mm.
So I'm not mad at them,
Yeah.
but I don't know what I feel like. Real closeness is like different than we say we're close.
Sure.
Real closeness is like, you know, someone.
Yeah. And like,
So far, so good.
it's also like their decision too,
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
Where you're like, oh, I hope they kind of want to hang
Yeah.
out. Yeah. I think about that all the time.
Yeah, we don't even have to hang out all the time. I just have to, I always think about like, what if my kid, like, say my daughter, like, say she decides to go to college.
Yeah.
Great. If you're going to college in New York, I'm just going to move to New York.
Yeah. I'll be right there.
I won't like
Let's
move
go.
near you. I'll move
Yeah.
on the other side.
Yeah.
I'll move like 30 minutes away
Yeah.
just so that you know I'm there. She's like,
There, if
don't.
anything goes down.
She's
I'm
like,
right
don't do that, Dad. And I'm like, maybe, okay, so I'll still be there quite a bit if I don't move there, but
Yeah.
I'm not going to like try to push her away or anything, but that's funny.
That's wild.
Thanks for coming, dude.
Dude, thanks for having me.
This is great.
Yeah. What a blast.
I hope you enjoyed today's episode of Artist Friendly. If you really liked it, you can follow, like, subscribe to the show anywhere you listen to podcasts, Spotify, Apple, Amazon. We appreciate your support, and we'll see you next time.
Bad times.